Krew Season Podcast. We are back again. This is episode 51, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. 51.
Fresh off vacation, still smelling like a Vegas casino.
Goddamn me.
Smoke.
With the real good cologne on.
Straight up. Kenny T is in the building. OT is in the building.
I'm here.
In the motherfucking building. The Dean is back, baby.
I am D-Trill AC. This is another episode of the Krew Season Podcast. How does it feel to be back? First off, how's vacation?
Come on, man.
You know how it is, man.
Come on.
I just enjoyed my time. Even though I wanted to be like on the beach. But, you know, Vegas was cool.
You know.
Vegas was cool.
Do y'all feel like we spent too much money out there in Vegas?
No.
No?
We didn't spend enough.
So I know a lot of the listeners was disappointed that we didn't get the part. And do y'all want to explain yourselves? Or do y'all want to just jump into the episode today?
Fuck it, I ain't explaining shit. Y'all see what we was doing? Let's get out of here.
I can tell you what it was. I can tell you exactly what it was. There's a lot of goddamn equipment to unpack and move and shit like that.
I agree. That's
It is a lot.
People don't be understanding, man.
It's
like,
a lot of shit.
And then it's not that easy to just rent a studio somewhere either. When you just get to a city, okay, let me see what it's like, fam, the studios be booked. They be having weird ass times. Hey, yeah, come in at 8 a.m. Who getting up at 8 a.m. in Vegas? So
we ain't even went to sleep yet.
I wasn't shooting in Vegas. I don't care what they say. I wouldn't have been a part of it.
It was going to be three of us.
Straight up. But while we was gone, there was a lot of things that happened, man, and we're going to try to work our way down the list. First and foremost, did y'all hear about the D-Wade situation?
No.
Nope.
What's up?
We just going to play it.
Relationships, you know, we come in and we try to change people. We try to change them to the way that we want them to be. But I decided to start taking a different approach, you know, in this relationship. I think early on I came in like, hey, you get 2 drink max, bop. And she didn't respond well to that.
No, it did not.
It was reasons for that too. Let me say that.
I have a good time. Life of the party right here.
It's not the man leads and the woman follows. That's not what we live in this house, you know, at all. So for me, I have a wife that works just not just as harder than I. And she had her own career. She had her own life before I came along. So from my perspective, it was like, okay, how can I be a part of the growth and the evolution of who she is, and not trying to change her or stunt her growth or make her in the way that I see.
My man said that he does not lead his household. They lead it. What are y'all thoughts on that?
It's facts. Where it's supposed to go. 50-50. You know what I mean?
Got a lot of backlash for that. Apparently there's a lot of traditional-minded people that feel like, hey, the man leads, the woman supports.
And they wonder why the nigga out there having side babies and they crying every night and they get left and they die alone and shit. Because most of them relationships these days, they get divorced.
True.
You want traditional these days, you going to be divorced, baby. That's just what it is.
So you saying a traditional relationship cannot survive in 2021?
No, hell no.
When you say traditional, we talking somebody make all the decisions by themselves. They don't even take what you got to say into consideration. I don't agree with that.
But that's what they want in traditional.
I do feel the man should lead though.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it should be like a 49-51.
I mean,
50 point, you know what I'm saying? Just slight edge because
he said a 49.
You know what I'm saying? For real, like a split. You know what I'm saying? Like not no 50-50. Like
I feel
just because you're the man at the end of the day.
Yeah, but
so you're supposed to
understand that.
shoulder
that's
it.
Cool.
You
That's
know
cool.
what I'm saying?
Some would say that that's misogyny.
Yep.
No, it's not
You
misogyny.
said just because you're the man, because it's automatically supposed to be.
Because what they always say comes with a man, being a man. That's the only reason. So if you want all those things, that's not misogyny. That's how we are structured in life in general.
But even 51-49 is cool.
Right.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
But they talking traditional like 90-10.
No.
You get what I'm saying? That's what traditional was.
No. Not like that.
But see, some would say even back then that it wasn't necessarily 90-10. Like the man was making all the money, sure, but the mama was at home raising the kids, taking care of the household. And a lot of times he'll make the money and just bring the money to her and let her pay the bills and things.
Yep.
So I mean, it was still 50-50 straight. And that's why I be getting into it with a lot of people in regards to this tradition thing. People have it misconstrued. They think that, you know, the mom was just sitting at home, taking care of the kids, cooking, While the man out making all the money, paying all the bills, doing everything, and it didn't work like that. It was still 50-50. She just wasn't making the money that women make today. So like today, if both people are working, then it would behoove y'all to have both people contributing financially, because she's not going to be able to do what the grandma did, or generations before us did: stay in the house, raise all the kids, iron clothes, watch the, do all that. She can't. She's at work just like you are. So that's why the contribution level has shifted money wise. But I feel like the effort, it should be, has always been the same. But in regards to like leadership, my thoughts on that is real modern. I feel like whatever is most efficient for your situation, because we both gonna lead depending on what the situation may be. Say for instance, like planning trips and different things like that, I'm not good at that. So my wife is gonna take the lead on that. Hey baby, just let me know how much it costs. You pick everything. I don't care. And she knows that I'm like that. I don't really get bogged down in the details of different things like that. I'm not. As long as you having a good time, just let me know how much it costs, and boom, we can go from there. But then in some situations to where it's like, okay, like managing money, I'm better at that than she is. So I'm going to lead managing the money. So I think it just, I don't know. I feel like relationships should work based on efficiency more so than traditional roles that people don't even really understand. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my thoughts. Kenny, do you feel like the man should be dominating, leading 95-5?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Damn, I'm supposed to say more to that, huh?
Yeah, please elaborate.
What's the ideal relationship as far as the leadership dynamic in your mind?
Yeah, when your girl come along, what you gonna be, 99-1?
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
99.
Honestly, in my next relationship, everything has to be like joint effort. Energies have to match. It's like I'm not gonna be putting all this effort into something that I love, and you're not putting the same effort in it with me. Same thing for whatever you love. I'm gonna put the same energy that you're putting into it, and I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna match that same energy, just because we're a relationship. We're supposed to be whole. So, when it comes to leading, I think like you said, be like everybody is better at one thing than another person. So if I'm not good at saving money, why would I lead it? Save money. Why would I be the whole person in saving money? No, you're good at that. You lead that. I just got to deal with that. Hey, you take care of the money. If it's planning trips, or if it's cooking dinner, or take care of the kids, or doing homework, or whatever it is. People lead in different ways. So, you just got to be comfortable with everybody having their strong suit, and you filling that lead role in that strong suit, not relying on the man just because he's a man to do it.
Real rap, and that's the point I think a lot of people miss. Yeah, I think a lot of people miss, man, is that this is a team. This is a partnership. It's just like any other sport. Like we playing basketball. If I don't shoot well, why am I going to be posted up outside the 3-point line taking shots? I don't care if I'm the leader of the team. No, your game is 15 feet and in. I need to be 15 feet and in. Why? Because that's going to be most conducive to us winning. And that's the point, is us winning, us having this longevity and being happy with the longevity, not just having longevity because we, got complacent. But if the relationship running the way it's supposed to run, y'all both going to take the lead in different lanes. That's just what it is. So for people to come in thinking, just because I'm the man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm making decisions for everything, that shit is going to fail.
I think a lot of people are stuck on the final say-so.
Yeah.
Like whenever it's a tough decision, who has the final say-so? If it's a tough decision, it's never a final say-so. It's always an agreement between both parties.
Right.
In any marriage or a real marriage, it's agreement between both parties that, hey, this is the right thing to do for us. It's never like, hey, I think this is the right thing, and then you're like, no, it's not. It was never that for me in my 3 years of marriage that I had. So, I think this final say-so, the man has the final say. He has to lead the way in everything we do. No, if that's the case, and that's something that they hold over your head, or the other person will hold over your head. I'm always doing this. I'm always leading this.
Yep.
I'm always, and relationships don't work well that way, in my opinion.
I feel like a lot of women, a good amount, they just want kind of that decision making taken off of them. So sometimes I think that's the problem too, because you'll run into women that are the opposite, like you talking about. They want you to, just say like, if we go in here at 8:00, boom, this is what we doing.
If there's the bill, like they just really just want to sit back and let the man make the decision. So sometimes you'll have a man that's used to running to those women when he's making decisions versus a woman who loves to have input, and now they clashing.
Oh, what you say like 8 o'clock? Like what? Like what decisions are you talking about? Like what?
Financial, it could be financial. It could be about a trip. It could be about the big, big purchases, houses.
So you're saying sometimes women want the man to plan a trip?
Yes.
Okay, really, that's understandable. Sometimes,
but I mean, like making a decision on buying a house. You know what I'm saying? She may have input on what she may like, but it's almost like you should know. That's how some women are. They just feel like you should automatically know because you're a man. Which, of course, we don't know everything.
I'm confused. Don't know what you mean.
Like which way to go? Yeah, you should be able to navigate this situation because you're the man. Like I'm here to support your decision. But you know what the issue with that is that those same women, when the man tries to make that decision, they'll be all on his neck trying to drive from the passenger seat.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes.
So that's not what they really want.
Exactly.
That's just a figment of their imagination of what they want. Because then they feel like, I never have a voice in this relationship.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean.
And that's a whole nother argument that we can't win.
I can see when women say, oh, I'm always planning trips. He never plans a trip. You know what? I understand that. Sometimes men can plan a trip. Mm-hmm. Just vice versa. Sometimes women can plan a trip. I understand that. Just the same way men say, hey, I'm always paying for these trips. She never pays for a trip. Hey, sometimes we like for the women to pay for the trip, but that's not all the time. You specialize in planning trips. I specialize in funding the trips, but it's always nice every once in a while, a blue moon, for you to do the opposite of it.
Right.
True.
But your lead role is, hey, this is what I do best.
So what do y'all define as a beta male first? Then we gonna get to alpha.
I don't know.
It's a man. I mean, it's just he's just not as dominant. He's not as demanding to me. It's not like I'm the king of the jungle and this is kind of my way. You're going to kind of bow down to me and you're going to reap the rewards if you follow suit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of dudes are in between and like they don't mind catering to their woman. They don't mind being romantic and things like that, but they won't respect and they'll, you know what I'm saying? They can still be dominant, but they don't want to always be dominant. It's like, it's kind of pointless. It's like, I want to love. I want to hug on my woman and hold my woman, and you know what I'm saying. I think a lot of men are well-rounded, but of course you do have some that just either left or right, which I get. But I mean, the way she explained it, I think it's kind of spot on, and I agree that a lot of women are dating opposite of what they are looking for.
To be honest with you, a lot of women these days need beta men.
Elaborate,
because there'll be a pushover.
No, it ain't that. It ain't about. He's still a man at the end of the day. You gotta relax.
But saying they'll say that. They'll say that he's a pushover, which what she was saying.
And that's the ones that's not ready to have any man.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Because most women these days they independent. We trending towards 20 years from now. Most likely, if it's still the way it's going, women going as far as dominate the money, right? You know what I'm saying? Black women, because. Black men, we not getting educated like that. This is where life going, right? So if it stay on that trend, a lot of women are gonna make a lot of money, right? So they ain't gonna have like the traditional qualities that they want. They ain't gonna be able to do that because you got to go get the basic. That's just what it is. You ain't gonna have time for a goddamn alpha male that just roam and go do what the fuck he want to do. You ain't gonna be on that type of time. Y'all ain't gonna have that type of time together. The beta male gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go to work. Come on, I'm cool. I'm cool with the situation. I don't want to argue. Everything good. But these women, they don't know how to turn that shit off right now. The time we living in right now, these independent women, they don't know how to turn that shit off. And the moment it click, they leave a toxic nigga. They leave this nigga and they go get them a male that's cool, which is a beta male. He don't give a fuck about all that. He don't give a fuck about what the perception is.
He's trying to make you happy.
Exactly. He know he's comfortable with himself. He know the position. And that's what they need. That's what a lot of them need. But a lot of them want to look, because a lot of beta males, they not into being the flashy motherfucker. The motherfucker that look like the star. You get what I'm saying? They not into that.
Dominant and You know
what I'm saying? Because a lot of people now that look like the star, they broke as fuck. But the one that's chilling that you barely see, nigga stay in the house, or the nigga sell them to go get drinks, he the one with all the money. But they don't understand it right now. And the ones that do, that's the ones that stay married for a long time, get them a good man. And that's what we trending.
That's facts, though.
Kenny, how would you define a beta male?
Let's go next.
Oh,
I kind of did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right, B, you go next.
I feel like a beta male does more following than leading. I mean, I think we spoke on it all the time about if you have a room full of men, like there's going to be a natural gravitation toward the alphas. It's just what it is. You're going to have certain personalities in that room, and they don't have to say much. They don't have to yell. They don't have to speak very loud. They just lead. And everybody else is looking for something to follow. I think betas fall into that category. Now, how that works in a relationship sense, I think gets a little tricky because
totally different.
It's unfortunate that a lot of women feel like every man or their man should be an alpha male just because he's a man, and that's just not the case. So I guess in a beta male in a relationship may be decent compared, in light of what Smooth was saying, because women are way more alpha than they were, alpha male than they were back then. So I guess it kind of fits. But as far as like an alpha man, I feel like as a man is just gonna move on his own accord. I'm just like everything gravitates around me. I just move, and I may not speak loud, I may not yell, I may not, just overexert my dominance, but you gonna feel it. If I say something, it's gonna get done, or if it's that type of thing. But I feel like most men are betas though, to be honest. If it's 10 men, I say 7 of them are beta males. That's what I feel like the percentage is. But again, I mean, it could work in a relationship, but you got to get you a woman that's way more alpha. But if you run into 2 betas in a relationship, y'all ain't gonna, this shit gonna fail. Ain't nobody leading nothing. Or somebody's trying to lead when that's not really you.
That's not their position.
You know what I'm saying?
So D Wade, what would that position be that we just talked about? Would he be a beta?
I think my definition is totally different from y'all's.
That's why I asked for it, son.
I feel like a beta male is in a relationship beta male. I'm not talking about
that's what I'm talking about.
Relationship beta male is a male that just doesn't say no. I feel like he's a yes man. He says yes to whatever his wife says. He goes out his way to do whatever it takes to get what his wife wants. He doesn't argue. He doesn't voice his opinion. He agrees to whatever she wants. He doesn't communicate well. That's what I think a beta male is. I think alpha male in a relationship is the one that has a strong opinion of what he wants and understands how to communicate himself. He doesn't just want, to be the sole leader. He wants to let you go out and go get the food. That's what in a lion in the wilderness, the alpha male, alpha lion, and he doesn't hunt the food. The women do. They bring the food back. He just holds the clan together. So in relationship standards, I think alpha male is the one that's, hey, if you're gonna voice your opinion, I'm gonna voice mine. It's not always gonna be yes. Be yes and no. We're gonna talk about this situation. You gonna go get your bread, I'm gonna go get my bread. What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. But I feel like a beta male is not that way. It's a man that doesn't stand on his own accord. He just caters to the woman. And I think that's why a lot of relationships fall now, because a lot of men are beta male. They just see a happy wife, happy life.
Yep. Right.
So they go that beta way and do whatever it takes, even though their mental state is not right, their physical state is not right. They do whatever it takes to make sure that she's right. That's why a lot of women are the ones that applying for divorce. It's not like the men don't want the divorce.
Right.
It's just because they don't want to be the ones that have her going out there looking bad, saying, "Oh, he applied for divorce." No, I'll let her do it because I know it wasn't working out. I just waited for her to say, "Hey, she's done finally." Because if a man leaves that relationship and he's done and she's not done, she's not going to be out that relationship. It's going to be more drama. So, yeah, that's my definition of beta male and alpha male. I think you need more alpha males in a relationship than beta males in a relationship.
Definitely.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree. What about in the normal world?
In the normal world, I think it should be a balance. Not everybody is meant to be a leader. I mean, you got to have some sheep.
So that means you don't need a lot of alpha males. Because if everybody think they got the biggest dick on the block, ain't shit gonna get done.
No, but you don't need a lot of alpha males, but you do need a lot of
Like I tell people, you can't have 100 owners. You can't have a lot of. Everybody can't own something.
No,
you get what I'm saying. You need workers. You need a janitor.
But in a relationship, I think it needs to be alpha male and alpha woman. If you ask me, both can stand on their corner. Both can voice their opinion. Correct.
That ain't gonna work. Though.
A good leader knows how to voice.
That ain't gonna work.
A good leader knows how to voice his opinion and listen to his.
That's not gonna work.
You gonna let me finish?
Alpha female is not gonna want to hear your opinion like that, especially when you say no. She's not gonna want to hear that shit. Then you can be saying no for all the right reasons, and no is right.
Okay.
She gonna be like, "Fuck what you talking about. We gonna go do this," and then when y'all do it and fail, because you knew it was gonna fail, she's still gonna be like, "It could have worked." That shit ain't gonna work, bro.
I don't agree.
That shit ain't gonna work. In order for the shit to go hand in hand, somebody got to relinquish some power somewhere.
Why you feel it would work?
I don't agree. Because I feel like y'all take alpha female as this aggressive toned woman.
She ain't got to be aggressive.
Well, why would y'all agree with an alpha male? If I say alpha male, you're saying it's only his way and no way.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I say if you can be an alpha male and still listen and voice your opinion.
You can be a beta male and still listen and voice your opinion.
Beta males are ones that do what he wants. Per y'all definition, a beta male.
I didn't say don't say y'all. I didn't say
everything for his woman. Says yes. Takes care of the family. Takes care of the household. Does everything and doesn't voice his opinion. That's a beta male to me. That's me. What a beta male is.
Okay, that's what you said.
That's what a lot of men in relationships do now. That's exactly what a lot of men do in relationships now. I didn't say you just said that.
Okay.
I said this is what my opinion is.
Okay.
A lot of beta males, a lot of men do that. And B just said there's a lot of beta males in relationships. And that's why a lot of relationships aren't working right now.
Yep.
So you need that alpha
stance. Because they too much of saying yes or no. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Too much of saying yes and not being able to voice your opinion. Yeah. All households, all households, all marriages are happy wife, happy life. You live that marriage. Happy wife, happy life. Correct?
No, I just make sure my wife happy. It ain't no happy wife, happy life. Because if she not happy and I'm not happy, then we're in a terrible relationship. That don't mean I'm saying yes to every fucking thing. That don't mean I'm saying yes.
Okay, but
you know what I'm saying? Come to me, we gonna talk about it. This is how my relationship would come to me, we gonna talk about it. You wanna do something, come to me, we gonna talk about it.
Besides Matt's opinion, in most relationships, I've heard from people, most of the time the women get their way. And most of the time the men are not comfortable voicing their opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
That's 90% of relationships I've heard from, which would make you a beta male. Not an alpha male, a beta male.
That makes you a beta male that you don't want to argue? That you don't want to argue every day?
I didn't say argue. I said communicate.
Because you fold into.
So if you don't want to argue, you just say yes. You will relinquish the power to say anything after that. You just let her go off. You don't even communicate your problems.
You saying it in a way to where he does that all the time. You saying that all the time he folds. You ain't got everything ain't gotta be a fight, bro. Everything I got. You may not want to go on a trip.
That's true. So why are you folding if it's not a fight?
All right. So look, you may not want to go on a trip. You may not want to go do that.
Okay.
But if your girl want to go do it, if she really want to go do it, you gonna say, "Nah, I don't want to do that." You're not doing that. You gonna say, "All right, cool," and you gonna go with the program. You get what I'm saying? And vice versa. Goddamn, if you want to go do something and she don't want to do it, but she see you really want to go do it, she gonna go with the program. Why? Because she want to see you happy. Or vice versa. You want to see her.
But if that plays a mental state on your happiness, why would you do it? That's my thing. If it plays if you don't want, like, hey, I don't want to buy this car, but she wants to buy this car because our finances aren't right. But she still wants to buy this car. But I'm gonna say yes and do it because that's what she wants.
No.
That's just like a trip. Why would you
gotta not be right?
Why would you not want to go on a trip? Don't even use the trip.
No. But don't use the car. We can use the car. Why the finances not gotta be there? We could be two millionaires. If I don't want to buy the car, I don't want to buy the car. You get what I'm saying?
What millionaire is gonna deny his wife a car if they can afford it?
If I'm making 100 racks, I'm making 100 racks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can afford to go buy whatever the fuck she wants.
I didn't say you could afford it. I said the finances are not right.
But
so
why the finances not gotta be right? Is your finances not right?
That's the problem.
Is he not listening?
No, I'm listening to you.
It don't matter how much money you're making.
You making it in a way to where the situation is wrong. If my marriage is great.
That's the point.
That's communication. That's communication.
Let's speak for my situation. My family, my marriage is great. We can afford to buy anything on this fucking majority of anything on this planet, right?
But that's your family.
We can go out and buy a fucking car, right? My wife wants this fucking SUV, Mercedes or Audi, whatever. We can go buy it right now. And be comfortable and not miss a meal, bills, none of that shit. I'm not in a. Like I told
Matt, you're not listening. You're not listening.
That's not what he's saying.
I said your finances as a family are not correct.
What I'm telling you is why the finances gotta be off.
Because you're using the situation.
No. If I'm a beta male and my wife wants to go buy something, and you saying, "Oh yeah," I'm gonna say yeah all the time. If I say no, she gonna listen to me. You get what I'm saying? The situation ain't gotta be wrong for it to have a situation on it. You get what I'm saying? Like the situation can be right, can be all the way right, and the nigga can still say no, or the girl can still say no. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no. You know what I'm saying? The situation ain't gotta be wrong. He's saying it in a sense of I ain't got the money, or the situation ain't right, or this ain't right. Why is the situation always wrong? We in a marriage. Most people, when they get married, they think the situation is right? If you marry somebody, you thinking the situation is right?
He's using the situation of a beta male.
Okay. All right.
Because you told me everything doesn't have to be an argument, right?
Yes. Everything ain't got to be an argument.
Cool. So when we're having a conversation, when I said a beta male, everything is not an argument, but they still won't communicate their feelings. That's what I said a beta male is. He doesn't communicate at all. He just says yes. If you have an argument, you just shut down. That's what you just said. If you have an argument with your wife, you don't talk. You just come back later. That is not communicating. That is shutting down. That's what I call a beta male.
That's a beta male?
Yes, because you don't communicate.
That's a beta male because a male don't want, because somebody don't want, even for her. All right, so say if I was the argument one. Say if I was a motherfucker that just wanted to be big dick on the block all the time. Would it be a problem if she didn't want to talk about it? Would it be a problem on her end if she didn't want to talk about it?
She's not an alpha male. If she agrees to your standards of everything you do, she is not alpha female. She is a beta female.
And that's gonna work in the relationship. If I'm just running through it, you left a woman because you was running through it.
He's making my point right now. Woman. What did I say you need a relationship?
First off, why you putting me in this?
What did I say you need in a relationship?
Two alphas.
I think that's and an alpha female.
Kenny said two alphas.
That ain't gonna work.
Is that what I said, right?
Everybody can't be.
Kenny said two alphas.
You just proved my point by saying if she says yes and over and over again, the relationship's not gonna work. She needs to be an alpha female. You need an alpha male.
No, everybody ain't gonna be big dick on the block, but everything don't deserve an argument.
That's not an argument.
Don't deserve that.
Communicating is not an argument. Where did you bring the argument from? I said communicating. You said argument. Communication doesn't mean argument. Where did I say argument?
But if I say no to something, that don't. If I say yes to something or no to something, that don't. It's not swaying me. And no, I'm unbothered. I'm unbothered. It doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, if it gets on my nerves, like if it bothers me in a way, then that's totally different.
What you think,
we run in circles.
I gotta have an opinion on it.
We run in circles.
I'm listening to
I like the conversation though, but
my opinion is this: I feel like that two alphas in a relationship can work. That's how I feel. I feel like somebody has to bend, and if I'm an alpha and she's an alpha, neither of us are going to bend. So what does that mean? We're going to waste a lot of time arguing and debating or clashing as to which route we should go. Why? Is because she feels like my way is right. And everything that I done worked for up until this point, my good job and all the odds that I done beat, I have grounds to stand on my opinion, just like a man. And a lot of men feel that through birthright, which is wrong. But if an alpha man is on the had that mindset. Now we both got that mindset, and we sitting down and we trying to debate. And I presented a logical argument. She's presented a logical argument. We disagree. Now what happens? Somebody has to bend.
I think there's compromise in all relationships.
Sure,
definitely.
Sure,
there's definitely compromise. But I feel like people who are alpha leaders are more understanding of certain situations. You get what I'm saying? Like you run into the most alpha person you know. Mm-hmm. Your mentor. Would he listen to you?
I'm a disagree.
He would listen to your conversation. Would he understand your opinion? Would he hold that?
Like a strong alpha, headstrong alpha?
Yeah, like a alpha male, that a leader,
A true leader. The definition of a true leader is to you what? Somebody that listens to his peers.
Mm-hmm. Sure, but hear me out though. I'm not saying the alpha doesn't listen. I'm saying that just like I said in that scenario, I present a logical argument. You present a logical argument. We just disagree. And sometimes there's room for that. Like somebody doesn't always have to be right.
Yeah.
I view it this way. You view it that way strongly. Now what do we do? And I feel like that situation when it's two alphas is gonna come up way more than it should be. Way more. I'm talking about for little things. Dinner, car that we picking, bed sheets, or like everything is gonna be
so headstrong.
Right. And that's why I feel like it won't work, because after a while you're gonna develop mental fatigue just from that alone. Damn, it's like, fam, we gotta go back and forth about everything. Really, everything.
Ideally, I get what Kenny's saying though. It's almost like the alpha in his situation would be like the complete package in a sense. Being an alpha male, you're gonna be strong, but you're also a leader that's gonna listen.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying, and be able to let the other person
most people
take the forefront. But
like that.
Alpha, but for the most part, like when they say alpha males, they not. It's just this is what it is for the most part. Just like the female, just like the woman. I apologize, but just like it's the same way. Like this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's always been ran for me. And this is what's worked, and so this is how we're going.
Yeah,
and two people like that is.
Yeah,
I feel like
there's a certain level of stubbornness that comes with being alpha. That's just what it is.
Right.
Like all our decisions, like we can sit here and talk about, oh, it's all logic, it's whatever, but a lot of times it's ego.
Yeah, and they'll call them assholes. They'll call them assholes a lot of times.
It's like, you know what? Yeah, yo, shit you may feel like it's gonna be right, but I feel like my shit gonna be right. And we doing it this way. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Fuck logic, let's throw logic out the window or whatever. Because we done both presented logical arguments. Cool. You have a logical point of view, I do. I feel like mine is better than yours. That's how most alphas think. Now, whether or not they act on it that way is different. But that's how most alphas think. So I feel like it's just not worth the hassle. I'd rather have, a woman that's gonna be like, you know what, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We can try it your way. Like betas are more flexible. They're more willing to, you know what, okay, let me whatever. Not saying that you're going all the way against your morals to make this decision, but if it comes to like equal playing field, equal situation, a beta's gonna bend faster than an alpha's gonna bend. And I feel like that's necessary to make a relationship. So that's just how I view it. But
so I feel like a lot of men are in between. Well, that's why I don't like that alpha and beta, because a lot of men are both. And women, I feel like women's idea of a man for the most part is an alpha. And that's not the case. Like there are men who are gentle, who are soft, and who can still lead, who can still articulate themselves, who still agree with what you say, but can still also put their foot down, and they still run that household.
But I feel like that's alpha right there.
That's an alpha, man.
I know, but it doesn't look that way. It doesn't,
back a little bit.
Right, but it doesn't appear that way. That appears more beta,
right,
to most women. But
and that could be an alpha female too. That's why I don't agree how that can't work. I don't. If you can still listen, you can just still put your foot down when need be. I mean.
It just doesn't come off that way.
But see, I think again, like I said, I think alphas are gonna be way more willing to put their foot down more than a beta.
Well,
that's what separates.
Stand on their word more.
Yeah.
Well, I think you need that in a relationship.
Sure,
I think we need to stand on our word more.
Sure, but how long before the mental fatigue sets in?
In a logical way. If you're logical about that and you're an alpha male and you're logical, like Otis just said, that type alpha male, he's not gonna sit here and keep on going back and forth. If your point is logical, more logical than mine, you understand that it is. So that's the route we're gonna go. We're not gonna keep on going back and forth. If I know my point is not as good as yours, and you made a better point than mine, but I'm still gonna stand on mine.
Built like that. They're gonna be stubborn.
That's what I'm saying.
Gonna be stubborn,
especially if it's close.
Right.
Now I understand what you're saying. Like, okay, if it's a logical situation, your shit is way better than mine. It's like, all right. But if I feel like we both got equal shit or really close, no, I'm going with what I feel like.
And then especially when emotions get involved.
Right. And also, this is another thing that I want to touch on before we leave this topic. We was talking about why most relationships fail. Because most men are betas. But I think most relationships fail because women pretend to be alphas when they're really not. That's what it is. So when you have a man that's in a situation and he's bending to everything because he feels like his woman knows what she's talking about and wants to lead and wants to dominate, when in reality she doesn't. She's looking for a leader, but she's just hardened on the outside, and it looks away. Now y'all both don't know neither one of y'all are leading.
Yep.
It's just ego leading, or it's just emotion leading, and that's where the relationships go wrong. compared to if you run into a real alpha woman who's like, okay, yeah, my life is situated X, Y, Z, and it's logical. It's not a lot of, don't get me wrong, women are emotional, but it's not as much emotion involved. Then it's like, okay, a beta male can fit into that because, okay, she's going to be leading the situation and he's going to be folding, but it's going to be to good leadership. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a lot of women act like they're alphas when they're not. And they act like they're alphas just because they're making a lot of money or because they are highly educated or what. Nope. None of that shit matters, to be honest. You can
in a relationship, none of that matters.
No, it don't.
Loving somebody, your money don't matter. It's what's conducive to that relationship.
Well, I ain't gonna say money don't matter at all.
Well, but I'm saying as far as like your happiness.
Oh yeah.
Your happiness, sure. The money don't matter. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you got to be with this person and all this type of shit here. And if they got all the qualities, but they don't make you feel good, you're not gonna stay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's why you like two alphas not gonna work. It's just not. Because somebody's not gonna be happy. Somewhere down the line, somebody's not gonna be happy.
I don't understand that logic you just pointed out.
Two alphas can't work. Two
betas can't work.
Two betas can't work neither. Two betas can't work. Somebody got to lead.
Need the opposites. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody got to lead.
Like a battery, you got a positive.
Somebody got to lead. Somebody got to follow.
But we just
like y'all just pointed out. I'm good with money and I'm not. My girl good with trips and I'm not. You relinquishing that power because I'm not good at this shit. But my other side is she's not good at this, but I'm outstanding on this end with it.
Just because you're alpha doesn't mean you're good at every fucking thing.
Okay.
True, yeah. But we're saying they just
because you're a beta, you're not bad at every fucking thing.
You stand on it and not back down.
I just said you don't communicate well, and relationships are built upon communication. You just say yes to everything. You don't communicate well. That's what I said a beta male is. That's what my whole point was.
So alpha male says no to everything?
I didn't say I said alpha male. No, I said communication. You're leaving out the most important word, communication.
Okay, but if I'm communicating trash to my partner, she's not gonna be happy, right?
I said communicate well.
Okay, I just said that. I can communicate well and say some fucked up shit. I can communicate well. I can speak well and say some fucked up shit.
That's not communicate well if you speak trash.
That's communicating well if it's coming from me and I know what I'm saying and I'm standing on my beliefs, ain't it? No matter what I'm saying.
Is she understanding what you're saying?
If she can be understanding of what I'm saying, but if she don't like it, she don't like it, right? That's a fact. And if I'm just headstrong like that, like we all met an old person that's just stuck in their ways, that's the person we talking about. And most likely what they be, alone.
And we've all met, and we all met that one husband that's sitting there sad and sorrow and lonely in marriage for 60 years because all he did was please his wife and say yes.